Hey, Jeffrey. What's up, Rick? Yeah, man. I'm gonna get there in just a second. let's see. Hold on a second. Let me get to the chat. Sorry. All right. So good to see you, Jeffrey. Always on. Rick, so good to see you at night. Wanted to catch the Barry Harris. Oh, yeah. So looks like the key of G with the F sharp. That's right. So obviously is goofing around there. 0 likes, by the way. I hadn't intended to do that, but what I was doing just then is just listening to some harmonic movements in my head. One thing I like, and what I meant to tell you, and I was planning on doing this, Rick and Jeffrey and anybody who might be listening, is earlier, before I went off on a tangent, I was doing a couple of things. I was doing the Barry Harris move, which is the 6 on the 5th. Remember, the 6, D6 on the 5th. We're in the key of G, so the 5th note is D. We play a D triad and the 6th note. Middle notes go down in the first example we did, so that's D diminished. That's a good thing to practice. And then I went D, D diminished, G6. That's the first little step 1. You can do that over the D, the 1, or you can do it over the 5. The other thing I was messing around with that I wanted to mention to everyone is that, like, if I go C major, I'm in the key of G, but if I go to the 4 chord and I go, and I'm just going to stay on that note. It could be any note, but Rick roll it. Rick roll the 9th. Isn't that nice? Even that right there, we Rick roll the 9th. So watch this, Rick. We go. Flat 9. So sometimes I'll practice my chords like that too. I also like that sound. So you had this, oh, wait. That's a nice brief delay. So watch this. If I do G major, and then I go to, let's say I'm on the C. Watch, I can go C major. I'm in the key of G. But if I go right to C, I can go C. And then I go to C minor. Any kind of C minor that you want. And then go back to your G. So it's like the 4 chord, and then the minor. Or you can Rick roll it. Okay, now let me show you a couple other things. So I just showed you this idea that we did earlier. We had the D6, the 6 on the 5th, diminished, and G6. And we practiced it in all the versions earlier. That was awesome. But now I want to show you a couple other things. So this is nice. You can pedal over the D, D diminished, G6. You can do it over the G as well. But I like this idea of, listen to this, Rick. And I have this written out. I can't remember if I wrote it out in B flat or in G, but whatever it is, it's like this. There's my 2, just like we did in G minor on that gospel loop that's in the membership area and in All Access, by the way. And Rick, I think you know this already, but anytime I put stuff in the YouTube membership, it's already in it's all in the All Access. Like, you go into this week's folder and you'll see tons of stuff in there. So it's always in there. So whenever I mention the YouTube channel, just know it's always in the All Access folder. All right, so watch this, Rick. I go A minor 9, and if you ever can't find anything, you let me know. And then I have this right here. Let me do that again. A minor 9, it's like a C major, pedaling over the D. And I rickroll it. And I could go. So C major, rickrolled to C minor. So Rick, when you go through the video that I did earlier tonight, it has all of the inversions, but let me just do a couple of them really quick. This will not be a normal long video. I've already done about 10 of them today. But we did have 2 new members. I'm excited about it. Okay, let me get to my window. I already have the window. I needed to get here. So let me go down here. So we just did this one right here, Rick. And that's just great to practice even in that root position there. And then the second one, you go up to the D6 and first inversion. Now you have this. Now notice the two voices on the bottom move down. You can do over G as well. You can also do these up top. Now the outer voicings move down. You can do it over the D or over the G. Do that again. So we're here. Has a nice sound, but so does the A minor 9. You have flat 9, 13. Ooh, mysterious. And just so everybody knows, just a little fun tip. Whenever I'm doing these little improvisations on the spot, I like to occasionally just tell you what I'm thinking. Not that I'm right or anything, but like I'm always thinking melody. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm thinking the melody of the top and the bottom, and of course what's in between. But when I go up, I go. Thinking that sharp 11, so I think of it as like a big picture wherever we want to go, and I go da da ba. I'm thinking that whole chord is a picture. Da 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 da. Rickroll. and Rick roll the third. Rick, I'm sorry. I just can't help it. I'm having way too much Rick roll in the third. Yes, that's exactly right. Hey, let me see which piano sound I have. I have a new theory on my sound. Let me just see something really quickly here. I'm going to pull up Keyscape. Okay, it's on the grand. So this is a much better sound than I had been using. That's another reason I'm playing arpeggios and going up and down the piano. I don't usually play like that all the time. I'm just listening to the sound because it's pretty clear. At least on my end, it seems pretty clear. Does it seem any different to you guys, or no? Hey, yeah. Rick rolling the third is a compliment to you. A couple of you said diminished. Like, it was pretty funny. When we were on a stream earlier today, I said, all right, guys, what do you want me to do? Do you want to do jazz piano? Do you want to do... Yeah. Well, it is to me... piano, just because I was using the wrong patch. This might be a little better. Anyway, I said, what do you want to do? Do you want me to do chord voicings, blues, jazz, whatever? And Vicky's like, advanced diminished. It's just funny because Vicky's a classically trained pianist and grew up teaching piano and studied with really awesome classical players and all that. It's just really funny to hear her saying, let's do advanced diminished. But since she said something, let me give you a couple. Who wants some quick diminished tips? All right, I'll give, even if you want one. I know Jeffrey said earlier that he wanted some diminished. I'm just going to give you a couple things. Now, when we do the diminished scale, you know, it could come across as like just pattern and sort of the ear kind of goes out the window and then you're doing these fancy patterns. But I don't want you to think of it like that. I want you to think of it very musically. So let's say we're in the key of C and I go down here. All right, Rick says diminished. So if I go down here and I hit the A chord, I could go diminished, right? The first thing, when we get to our dominant chords, we go half step, whole step, half step, whole step. Okay, and I love to teach everyone how to, you know, turn the pattern around. Like, you'll hear me do it sometimes. I'm just going up and down the pattern because I know the pattern. I visualize the pattern. I can hear the pattern, and you can too as well, right? And if I just did that all the time, it would sound weird, right? If I just did that over and over. It's always a connector. Like if I go, you know, I want to make sure I'm going somewhere. Like if I'm going 1, 6, 2, 5, I could go 1, 6, and then I got to the 5, right? Of D minor. I got to the A, so when I could go the minor third, right? So it's always thinking of a destination of where you're going. You got to go somewhere. I could go all the way up the keyboard and get to that D. I got to the flat 7, right? So even though the scale is really cool and awesome, I'm always thinking of where am I going with it. So that's important. I think of it one long line. No matter how many times you turn it around, you're starting to think of where am I going to land, and that's the flat 7 of D. And you're usually a half step away from getting to where you want to go anyway, even if you miss it. All right, so then we're going to do this. If I go like this, instead of just running up the scale, I can do that in some fun little patterns on minor third. I can go, half step and then minor third. And then I'm going to go up to C and do the same thing, E flat and F sharp. And then it starts over again. Okay, so let me do that again. 2 and 3 and 4. Right? You guys, you with me on that? I could keep going up. Right? That's kind of a fun thing. So I mean, you're here and you go. Isn't that fun? Just the idea you can do that right there. Okay, so that's just one idea. So I did triplets there. Another thing, if I wanted to do a 16th note, I could go like this. That's also diminished. It's using the scale, but I'm skipping a few notes. And now I'm on the 9th of D minor. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. You could go Rick roll the 3rd. Okay, so that's another thing. Instead of the minor 3rd, I could put the 4th on the top. And why does that work? Because it's part of the diminished scale that we just did, right? Another thing we can do is we can go like this. We go the A, and I go down a whole step, up a minor 3rd from the A, or up a 4th. I go. That's kind of fun. So still thinking diminished scale. That's another way to do it. I could go like this. Oh, you like the 4th? Okay. Okay, another thing you could do is this. Let me do it on C so everyone can see it. If I go like this. Okay, that's a really kind of a fancy one. Another thing I could do is I can go. So I just went up and down. Very important to do that. Okay, a couple more tips there. And another thing is, just like I can go, I can also go. So that time I'm not even turning it around. I'm not going. I'm just going. Okay, that's a cool thing. Okay, the next thing we're going to, let's see. I can't do that, but love to do the 4th. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let me go over the fingering one more time on the 4ths. So if I come up and we're doing a C blues, let's say, and I go the 1 to 4, and it gets down to the 1 chord and the 6 chord. Right here, you're going to go A, B flat, E flat. 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 2 1 4 2 1 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 2 1 4 2 1 4. You can even do it on G. Same thing. And it starts over. Let's do that one again. So if you did on G, you're going to go 1, 2, 4, go up a minor 3rd, and do 2, 2, 1, 4. And then the last one is 1, 2, 4. So you have a couple 1, 2, 4s in a row. You have 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. That does help, right? And you have the other one, which is the minor 3rds as well. Pretty cool. And I love for people to practice this one again. That one can come in handy. And I love this sound as well. skipping it around a little bit. All right, and one more tip is this, is just like we have the diminished scale, so like on G, where you go, okay, that comes right out of the flat 9 scale. The G7 with the flat 9. Remember this, Rick, you already know this, but this idea of if I have a 2 and a 5 in the key of G, and I go 2, 5, 3, 2, 1, and I come over and do that. That's that diminished sound. It comes right out of that scale, same scale. But I can start in the flat 9 and I go. Let me not miss it this time. So that's kind of cool, and all I did is go up a half step, and then I have the coolest one is this. If I did, if you do an actual C diminished, so whenever you're not doing, well, we can do it like this. If I'm on C, well, let's do it on A. If I go A and I go up a half step and I play a diminished, okay, we already know that. I can go right up to B flat and play a diminished chord. A really cool thing that you can do is this. Instead of that, you go. Okay, why does this work? Because that's a part of the diminished scale as well, the A diminished. Very mysterious. All right, now let's play out a blues. Let's get something done for real. So one of the things in your weekly folder, Rick, is I put the etude. I put this one in G, the one that does the little G13 etude, where we take an idea like G13, where you go, and then and you take it around for a C jazz blues. I have this written out in any key you want. So let's go ahead and turn it on. The idea is just to learn it, and then you play it however you want. 2 and 3 and 4. You don't need the chart after that. Nice little workout. Again. Oh, hey, I just thought of something. Rick, were you here this morning to see my Blues Volume 4 stream? Sort of really important. I want to show, if you weren't, I have to show you two things, and I have to get your opinion. It's the one, Blues Volume 4 has this bass line. And I have a lot of like classical type blues licks. Yeah, you were working at 5 a.m. Well, anyway, let me just show you very quickly a couple of these licks. Now, Rick, this is already in the membership area, and you already have Blues Volume 4 anyway, but I'll go ahead and make sure it's in the folder as well. But let me just pull it up really quickly here. Let me just check while we'll be done in another 10 minutes. All right, let me just check our all access folder for this week. IMA. Y'all are my top priority. Okay, so Bob songs and blues and bass lines. Okay, so in this folder for today, oh my gosh, I'm stacking this folder today. Just hold on. I'm a YouTube. I'm gonna pull it up in Memphis here. Oh my gosh, this folder's so massive now. All right, 1 second. So there's Blues Volume 1 shapes. Oh, I know what I did. Since we have 2 new members, I just added it to a new thing. I am a YouTube. Let's see if it's right here. Here it is, right here. All right, Rick. Oh, you're already a member of this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Rick. This is our all 5 blues courses, the blues bundle, which you already have. But I'm going to send you a message just so you have it. Actually, I'm going to hit everybody in it. Email people this file. Let me take out that person. All right. Yeah, so I just reminded you what you already have, but let me just pull this up. So I don't know if you had a chance to go through these, but they get kind of crazy. So this one I really like right here. So we have this is not the one I wanted to bring up, but it's just going to remind you that one gets you up and down the keyboard with that sort of blues lick or blues shape. It's actually written like this. But I like playing. You can do so many things with just that one idea. That gets the fingers moving. But I had a goal this morning that when I got up, I wanted to go through a focus practice of one of my blues courses, and I pulled up Blues Volume 4 because it has so many things that you're going to want to hold the top notes. You know, we've been doing a lot of that lately. Whatever lick, like if I played this lick right here from Blues Volume 1, I'm holding the top notes a little bit longer, right? So this right here, this is not one of those, but this has and that's your half step below the triad. That's a fun thing, whatever you're doing. But here we go. Let me get to the ones. We did the C in second inversion. Just remember this, is that if you're on C, and I know you know this one, Rick, you go 3 half steps down for your major triads. You go, I'll just do this kind of bass line where you go. And now, minor triads, A minor, A flat minor, and G minor. So it's a really cool thing to be able to do on any key. And we did the key of G today, so we added D. But anyway, so C triads are going to work great, A minor, and then you get to the 4 chord of C blues, which is F, and up to G minor. So now you're here. So you have and the last part is just your C7, C7, D minor, and C. So you can go. thing on F. And eventually the same thing on G. That's just such a useful thing to practice those triads in second inversion, major and minor, and what a fun, great exercise that is to do in some different keys. All right, so let's pull up the next one. This is where it gets fun. I have 2 licks to show you, and then I want to get your thoughts. Let me see if you're still with me. You might even checked out. You got up early this morning, and so did I. All right, the 6 sounds great. Yes. All right, very good. All right, you got it. Perfect. Bob keeps saying 10 more minutes. I'm so guilty. All right, Rick, you can hang out for two more licks. Here we go. Sorry, it's all Rick's fault because he missed his lesson today. All right, here we go. I need to know what Rick thinks of this one. Now, think about, so I do have a classical background. I studied Chopin, Beethoven, lots of different composers. And so this idea of, let me see if I can get this first. So when I did this one, the idea is to kind of do like a Chopin-esque thing where you're holding, you got the thirds there, but holding the top note and then getting some chromatic movements in there. I did study some classical pieces that had some really intricate thirds in there, and maybe that's how that got inspired. And we do that on C, F, and G. All right, I want to know what Rick thinks of that one. It's okay if you don't like it. And then I have an in-between lick. I want to just remind you that this one that goes over the C7, it's just a nice little exercise. Then blues scale. And then Oscar Peterson. Just great for the fingers. So you can always combine licks. All right, that's a fun little exercise. It's kind of like the pentriplet blues a little bit, but it's just going up arpeggios. You can go just C7. You can go C9 if you want to, whatever you want to do. But it's written out to include that little Oscar Peterson thing. All right, now here's the one. Oh, this one. This is another transition. Hold on. This goes up minor third to major third. What I love about this is the transition. It goes up to the A, up to that A note. And this is our transition. You got to get to that F sharp. So you can do it as fast as you want. That's going to sound great. All right, here's the O. Well, another transition, really quick. This is the one that goes all the way up and down the keyboard. It's this, right? It goes flat 7/5, but it goes all the way down. Down a whole step, cross over a whole step. Or you can go. Or you can go. All right, so you can double time it if you want to. All right, here we go. That's a nice little pentatonic bonus. We won't even do that, Rick. You see, I'm already shortening things. This right here. My hand is so tired from doing this earlier. That's a finger buster. Let me do it again. Slower. A All right, now. That's enough silliness. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's a hard one, but I like it a lot. Just for the sake of what it does for the hand. Let me do the other one. I like that one. All right, now the last thing I'll leave you with, Rick. Yeah, man, I'm glad you did. Yeah, you don't even have to watch it now. Take that book and have fun with it. Just know, Rick, that this next week we're gonna do some simple things like this. I have this all written out. That'll be a fun one, won't it, Rick? A nice little simple groove. Have a good night, Rick. Shout out as I always do. I'm really encouraged. We have 8 people watching. I just want you guys to know that we had 2 more people join our YouTube membership, and I'm extremely thankful. We are at 18 members. I can't wait. We're gonna have a party at 20. But there are so many resources like Blues Volume. We had 2 people sign up today, and I put 2 of my courses that are like $30 each in the store. I put them in the membership area, and for like a coffee a month at the lowest. Now, other people are signing up for Elite, which is like $14 a month. But for literally like a coffee, you get so much stuff. If you want to practice, you want to get good, you want to use sheet music, play all these tunes, go for it. You have my word that it's a crazy, awesome journey, and you'll love it. All right, have a good one. And we always say goodbye to each other, even if it's just Rick and Jeffrey. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Let me make sure nobody else said hello. What a good day. I had a good day of practicing myself, and so I'm really excited about that. Very thankful. Man, I'm excited. I got to see Rick twice today on days he said he wasn't even going to be here. See you guys. Oh, did Vicky? Yeah. Did Vicky come in? Did I miss Vicky? Just want to make sure. Oh, yeah, Vicky. I almost missed Vicky. I would have been in trouble. Good to see you, Vicky. That's when Rick called me out, said Bob always says 10 more minutes. All right, see you guys. Memphis, why you want to come in at the very end? Memphis, you were famous today. We kept mentioning your licks and I love your piece. I know you do too. It's good. All that Oscar Peterson kind of licks. And then I forgotten that we go. And you get that little Dave Grusin piece in yours. I love your piece. All right, guys. Have a good one. Memphis, have a good night. And I'll see y'all in the morning for Chord Academy, 9 a.m. No, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. We'll be ready to go. See you in the next one. I'm going to give anybody else 30 seconds if they want to say hello. And anybody, if for some reason somebody joins in the middle of the night, you see this video and you're like, hey, I want to join, just know that it's as simple as once you join, you just go to my page, which you're already there, and you hit the join button, and then you're in the membership area and you'll see an insane amount of stuff. You do have to request access to the Memphis folder. That has the last 2 weeks, and it's like 20 or 30 songs by now. It seems like it's so many songs of our members, and I put courses in there too. Blues Volume, we have Blues Volume 4, Blues Volume 1, and the Shapes course. It's all in there. And the Barry Harris thing. Have a good one. See you in the next one. I'm actually getting off this time.